the plans I have, because I have plans and many other people have plans. So I just want to see how I could learn, and also meet people as well.
Okay, you hope to meet people. All right. This is kind of funny, but how much are you hoping to earn? Like after now, how much do you hope to earn?
You mean after the event?
Yes, if you start your business, how much profit do you hope to earn?
For a start, just 10 million only.
10 million euros, dollars, naira?
We start with naira, then we'll build on to other ones for now.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Mr.
Tosin.
Mr. Tosin, to Next Step Summit. I have just 2 questions for you. What are you expecting from today's summit?
Wow, I'm expecting a bump. Let's say in my business world, I'm expecting a bump because I believe the summit is going to do that for me.
You're expecting Boko Haram to bomb your business?
This is more than Boko Haram bomb, I tell you the truth.
Okay, I guess you understand what you mean by bomb. Okay, the second question is, how much are you hoping to earn? After now, when you start your business, how much are you hoping to earn?
Well, by God's grace, I wouldn't give a figure, but I do expect to get better because I'm into business already. And strategically, giving a figure is not does not qualify the degree of success of the business, but standing of the business is what qualifies the standing of the business.
All right, thank you for having this interview. Welcome, Mr.
David. Yes. David Adam.
Welcome to the Next Step Summit. I have just 2 questions for you. The first is, what are you expecting when you had your bath, wore your clothes, and you're here? What are you expecting?
Well, I saw Next Step Summit as an opportunity to learn and sharpen my knowledge on business skills that I already know. So there's an adage that learning never ends. At the point where you stop learning, it means you have ceased from existing. You are no longer in existence.
Okay, so you hope to learn more about business. All right. How much are you hoping to earn after now? When you start that business, or when you learn what you're going to learn, how much do you think your profit will be after now?
Well, I don't think that after acquiring the knowledge, I will be broke. Yes. But I will not tie my amount or what I will earn to a particular figure, because I know that the sky is just a starting point.
Okay, so no targets, no.
I have targets for everything I am doing, particularly part time. So, but saying particularly that after now, this is the amount I intend to earn. It's vague. Yes, because stepwisely I have targets on every move I make.
Thank you, Mr. David, for having this interview. Mr. Joshua, you look good. I like your dressing. Welcome to the Next Step Summit. I have just 2 questions for you. And the first is, what are you expecting to earn? What are you expecting to learn? It came out wrong. What are you expecting to learn at the end of this summit?
All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I first of all look forward to getting impacted. You understand? I want to learn how to start up my own business, because the way the economic recession is going in this country, we don't know when it's going to end. You understand? So somebody have to be self-dependent. You understand? I want to see how I can cope up. You understand? With the present economic situation, be able to start up my business and be able to manage it well. That is why I'm here. I want to get the tips on how I'm going to run my business and do it very well.
All right, that's really beautiful. And the second and last question, that business you will start, how much profit are you targeting to get?
Actually, I can't really say categorically how much profit I want to get. However, I want to get a lot of profit as I can. You understand? I want to go into a business that it will have a brand name. You understand? A business that whenever they call the name of the business, everybody will know about it. You understand? And I want to get maximum profit, as much profit as I can accommodate.
That's a whole lot. Thank you for having this interview. Enjoy. Welcome, Miss.
Ganki Anita Sembe.
Okay, that's a name that will be difficult to pronounce. Yes, welcome to the Next Step Summit. I have just 2 questions for you. Okay. What are you expecting from today's summit?
All right. As a businesswoman, an inspiring businesswoman, I'm expecting a lot, like how to start a business, how to run it effectively without, yeah. So I'm expecting a lot. In fact, I even brought along an exercise.
Oh my!
Right loads, because I know it's going to be an inspiring moment. As in,
wow. That's a whole lot of expectation. Okay, so you said you're a businesswoman, and my next question is, how much profit are you hoping to earn after now? How much boost in the amount of profit are you hoping to get?
All right, I can't say for sure, but I know that from today I'll be a better businesswoman, and I'll probably earn more than I have been doing before.
Thank you for having this interview. You look good. Welcome, Mr. Ayodeji. Okay. Welcome to the Next Step Summit. Yeah. I like your dressing. I have 2 questions for you. Okay. What are your expectations? You're here for the summit. What do you expect from the summit?
Well, truth be told, I don't think I've ever attended anything of this kind before. Yeah, so I was practically dragged to come here, and I'm hoping one way or another they're able to, change my perspective about seminars and talks, and of course to help myself boost my own work and my business. So I'm expecting this.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is simple. How much are you hoping to earn? Let me say 1 month from now, how much do you hope to have as profit?
How much do I hope to have as profit? Well, I know the kind of business I'm doing, and there is always a target for me for each month. And so far, we thank God, since I started, I've always been meeting my target. And after today, if I'm able to gain something positive from this, I hope to double it next month. That's all I can say.
That's cool. Thank you, Mr. Ayodeji, for having this interview. Welcome, Mr.
Shedrack.
Mr. Shedrack, welcome to the Next Step Summit. I have just 2 questions for you. Really simple questions. The first is, you're here. What do you expect from this summit?
Actually, my expectation is very high, too much high. Because this is kind of a summit that business tycoon are raised. You have to come with a high expectation, because seminars like this don't just come easy. It comes once in a while. So when you have to utilize the opportunity, making sure that those things you need to get, you get them. You drive him out of the doctor. I know the doctor is a very good man. This is what he does, and as in the knowledge he got, we have to take him from him and establish ourselves as a business tycoon, because I see myself as one of the captain of an industry. So this is what things like this I need.
Wow. So how much are you hoping to earn after now? Like, how much profit are you hoping to earn?
The profit is unmeasurable, unquantifiable, because things like this you can't just measure. Because these are wisdom, these are knowledge that you need to tap. So you can't just measure. You take it from him, and it's for a lifetime.
Okay, I think you didn't get my question. Like now, when you're done with the summit and you go into your business, how much profit are you hoping to get from your business? How much in figures, actual figures?
If I should tell you the figures I want to get, I think I can't just say now, because I need everything I needed to tap as a businessman. Wow. So people like big, I want to outstand big, I want to outshine Dangotes of the world. So then we will not become like, no longer Dangote, we have Shedrack of the world. I want to become the biggest of our time.
Wow. Thank you for having this interview, Mr. Shedrack. Thank you. Welcome, pretty lady. What's your name?
Runke.
Runke. I pronounced it right, Abi?
Runke.
Runke. Welcome to the Next Step Summit. What are your expectations? If it's one, it's if you have more.
Well, I plan to remain blessed and get further ideas on how I can make my business grow and flourish.
Oh, you already have a business?
I have a strategy. Yeah.
So, from your strategy and what you learned today, how much are you hoping to earn from your business in actual figures?
I can't give you the figures because they are not limited.
Okay, thank you, Ronke, for having this interview. Yeah. You've heard from some of the participants what they expect from today's summit, and that's about that. Right now, we'll be going in for the summit proper. Stay tuned. The one in the rich house gets to eat milk, egg, all those proteinous food that boost the protein for tallness. And then the one in the poor man's house is just eating apple and the likes. Little or no protein. When those children reach the age where they are done growing tall, let's pick 23, you will notice a considerable difference in height. The one that was eating protein will be so tall, the height that that gene can give. And this one that did not have access to protein might even be short, as if there was no gene for tallness in her at all. And this is actually true, even in real life situations. So now, seeds will go out. The gene for tallness will be coming out. I hope we get what I mean. There's going to be teachings, and your ears, your eyes, your book, we are all exposed to the same teaching at the same time. But your level of productivity, how tall you grow, depends on the environment. In genetics, we call it environment, but what we mean is actually food. So after now, what company of friends are you going to keep? What kind of messages are you going to listen to? How well will you use your social media? Will you use it to download videos of more inspiration and looking up to your mentors? Or will you spend the whole day on Facebook posting pictures, getting likes? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying how well, what you do with time after now, what you do with what you learn is going to determine what you actually get out of today's teaching. Thank you. And right now I'm going to call my co-host as he introduces the next item.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful time in this wonderful summit. Whether you like it or not, this is like one of the biggest things in IBADAN as at now. So I don't think you are missing out on anything. So the next person I'm going to call on now is like the next big thing in the phase of when it comes to prompt speaking. The first time I heard him talk, the first time I heard him speak, you know the difference between talking and speaking? You talk because you have nothing to say. You speak because you want to be heard. Do you understand? So now, this person now is like, the first time I heard him speak, he was this same hall, but in a congregational meeting. And I was wowed. Throughout the 5 minutes he was talking, my mouth was open. It was just a lady that was sitting next to me. I was like, brother, how far? What happened to your mouth? Confident. Put your hands together for Mr. GIS as he comes up.
And it's all good. So have you been?
Sorry, I've been good.
Man, life is all right. Please get me something to. All right. Okay. The next step in life will be rough. What if I told you that the next step in life could be a lot easier? But before you can understand that fact, you need to come to reality of who you truly are. truly am I? And I need you to take a minute and embrace this moment and ask yourself the very same question. I know what probably comes to your mind. Inside of you. All I'm saying is the Bible said that ye are gods. That's the word of God. And so I pray you man up to it. Because this is our land. And we are Nigerians. And no matter for what tribe or what perspective you look at it, we all are offsprings of motherland. You see, because I recalled when God created man, when God created you, he said, let us create man in our own image and likeness. He didn't say, let's create your fears nor your limitation nor your tribe. He created you as God. So enough of these diversions. All I'm trying to say is this. This was his wish for you. His exact words was, go into the word, be fruitful and multiply. Because God believed in your dreams. God believed in your spirit of being independent. And that was why he said, go into the word, be fruitful and multiply. Now the whole question boils down to this. What is your next step in life? Are you going to let your fears ravage you from the inside, or let those God-given talents and dreams die? No. You must learn to run your race with no fears and understand whose image you were truly made in. I mean, you were made in the same image and likeness of a God who created the heaven and the earth, a God who sits in heaven, but the made earth is footstool. I mean, when God was tailoring you, he tailored you this awesome. Because you were made in the image of Yahweh awesome. Who is the pinnacle of all awesomeness? And what if I told you that we all sitting down here are all fashion designers? Because you've been fashion designed to be a fashion designer in your art by God. God bless you.
Wow. Can we appreciate him one more time again? So I told you so. It don't look as if you didn't see that coming at all. Okay, so I think now is the time that most of us have all been waiting for. One of the greatest presidents in America once said something. His father once said something to him. It was like, Daddy, what is the cheapest thing that can get me to the top? And the young man said, paying attention. And I was telling somebody yesterday that some people are too broke, they can't pay attention. As a result of that, you can be poor your life with all the money you have. Real facts. So all I just want you to do in this summit is pay attention. That is the easiest thing to give to collect one of the largest things you ever have in life. So turn to your neighbor, tell your neighbor, pay attention. All right, I believe all of us should be having our barrels now and our pen. And there's going to be a little slide for our speaker. Most of us don't know who he is, but trust me, he's a man. Okay. He's a doctor, he's a CEO, he's a father, and he's a life coach. Now, this is one of the things all my life I've been dreaming to be like. So, man of God, I want to be like you when I grow up. Okay, it's Dr. Tunde. Trust me, when you hear him speak, you know that this man is a vessel of wisdom and a source of deep understanding and wisdom. So I don't want you to take this step for granted. I don't want you to take it for granted at all. It's going to be 3 hours worth of investment, 3 hours worth of life-transforming events that will make your future, your next step, is going to worth it. So if your slide is going to come up now, and the next voice I'm going to be hearing is from Dr. Tunde. Please stay tuned.
Right, good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to meet you. You've taken out time to come here, and I can assure you that your time coming here it's not going to be a waste at all in any sense. You've seen, many of you must have heard about that incident when it happened. In fact, unfortunately, some people went there and they actually lost their lives. Some people, when it was terrible, the kind of things that people actually went through at that incident. Obviously, there's a problem when it comes to employment. There are many people that do not have jobs, and there are many people that have jobs but are not doing well in those jobs. Part of why we are here is so that we can avoid situations like this. Now, every problem has a solution. Every single problem has a solution. And one of the reasons why we are here this afternoon is to actually question our thinking and to also challenge our thinking. Anywhere where you see a problem, this issue of unemployment didn't just start today. It's been recurring. And wherever you see people, as it were, as if they are stuck in a problem, that means the problem seems to persist. Many a times, it's a sign that they are stuck in their thinking. That's what it means. When you see people appear to be stuck in a problem, many a times it's because they are stuck in their thinking. So part of what we are going to do today is to question our thinking. Whether it is in the area of employment, whether it is in the area of business. We will question our thinking, we will challenge our thinking. Because what separates people, what separates men, is not color, but thought. It's not color that separates people. It is thinking, it is thought that separates people. So part of what we are going to do is to challenge our thinking, to question our thinking, and make sure that how we are thinking about employment and how we are thinking about business is correct. We have to avoid what is called the herd mentality. And unfortunately, everybody that went to that rally there, I feel for them. I feel for them because they are looking for work. And it can be very uncomfortable when people are looking for work. There's a point you get to that you become desperate. And that is part of what you saw there. Nevertheless, there is what I call the principle of the few. And to succeed in life, you have to embrace that thinking. The principle of the few, which means that the reason why relatively there are fewer successful people in the world is because they have a different thinking that is not common to everybody else. So there is the principle of the few. There are certain principles that they apply that makes them succeed. Unfortunately, it's not everybody that adopts those principles. It's not everybody that adopts those lines of thought. Now, you will see here on this slide here that the majority of people that go out looking for work, they are primarily asking, what can I earn? But few people go out saying, what can I learn? Few people go out asking, what can I learn? And that question, what can I learn, is critical, which I will explain as we go along. So, it is not color that separates people, it is thought, it is thinking. There was a time, many of you know, when men went to the moon. You know, Americans were the first people, you know, to get a man on the moon. Now they have not gotten men to Mars, but as we speak, as we are here, they have a vessel called Curiosity. That is, as we are speaking here, that vessel, it is the size of a car. It is currently on the planet Mars as we speak now. In their space station at NASA in the US, they are monitoring that vehicle. It is driving over the surface of the planet Mars. It has probes that it digs into the soil. It is doing laboratory, it's actually a lab. And it is carrying out experiments on the Mars as we speak. now. They are monitoring it from the US. They are getting data, taking photographs, analyzing the soil, analyzing the atmosphere and all that. As we speak here, what separates people? It's not color. It is thought. It will take you about 73 hours to get from the earth, right, to the moon by, a spacecraft called Apollo. It will take 73 hours, about 3 days. That's traveling non-stop. However, it will take, depending on how much fuel you are ready to burn, it will take between 150 and 300 days. That's almost 1 year to get to the planet Mars. What am I trying to show you there? There was a certain level of thought that got them to the moon. When they wanted to go further, they needed a higher level of thinking. You understand me? They understood that the thought, the degree of thought that got them to the moon could not get them to where? To Mars. So they needed a higher level of thought to get there. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you are going to succeed in the employment market, look at the employment market now. You can see where the current level of thought has gotten people. And you can see that that level of thought is not getting them anywhere. So if you join that level, if you have the same level of thinking that everybody has, you are only going to have the same experience. You are going to have the same experience. It won't be different. The current level of thinking of the prospective employee is what has landed most people where they are now. If you have that kind of thinking, you will have that kind of result. If you keep doing what everybody else is doing, you will get only what everybody else is getting. So which means that if you want your case to be different amongst the millions of people that are looking for work, your thinking must be different. Your thinking must be different. But if your thinking is that this is my CV, you go around, you go around, you go around, you go around, you go around. Those that are already doing it before you, you can see what they are getting. You will only get the same thing. Few come out successful in it. I was reading the other day, they had some passing out somewhere. And the representative of the federal government went there and said, please, just try to help yourself because the government cannot provide jobs for who? For everybody. Even the government is making appeals. Because that's why, we started with that slide that, you have to have a different approach. Very important. You must have a different approach. But I repeat, there is a solution. But the solution is very different from what you might think. And that is part of what we want to look at today. Now, the main problem we have now, you can see here, your degree is a ticket into the game, not a guarantee of employment. But we'll get to that. You know the first challenge we have? The first challenge is a challenge of change. That's the first challenge. Remember, we are challenging our thinking. Why are we challenging our thinking? Because the current situation is a product of a certain level of thinking. If you are going to have a different experience, please know that your thinking must be different. Human experience is a product of human thoughts. Human experience. It's a product of human thoughts. It is your level of thinking that separates human beings. How we think, by and large, determines how we do. You understand me? How we think, it determines how we do. So if we are going to do things differently, we are going to have to think differently. We are going to have to see differently. And once you can see differently and think differently, you will act differently. The same problem, you will go about it differently. And because you are going about it differently, you will get a different result from everybody else. Now, what many people are calling problem is actually something that is inevitable in life. And it is called change. What you are seeing here is a butterfly, you understand, that has come out of a cocoon. If the butterfly did not embrace change, it would have died at that stage. All these are stages of development that are critical and essential for the butterfly to come out with its wings and take its flight in life. The reason why many people have not been able to take their flight in life and succeed is because, you see, you cannot fly but stay the same. If this butterfly is going to take its flight in life, it has to embrace the stages of change that it's going through here for it to get to this point. The reason why some people are grounded and are not able to take off in life is because they have not embraced the principle or the reality of change. Many things that some people are calling problem is actually not problem. It is actually change. It is not a problem that has befallen them, but it is change that has befallen them. Change that they are either unaware of, change that they probably, you understand, change that they are not aware of, change that they were not prepared for, or change that they were totally unwilling to accept. You know, things can change, and you can be in denial that things have changed, whereby you are not willing to accept that things have changed. So you are in denial. Meanwhile, the change has occurred. So, if you are going to succeed in life, even biologists will tell you that the species that survive are not the strongest species, but the species that are adaptable to what? To change. Those that are able to adapt to their environment. Those are the ones that succeed and survive the best. So part of the challenge we have in our environment today, when it comes to employment, right, is that there are certain changes that have occurred. Some people are not aware that things have changed. Some people are not prepared for that change. And some people are unwilling to accept and embrace that change. So they are stuck in that situation. Now, if I ask you, for those who are maybe prospective employees, how much would you want to earn? You know, it's a very good question. And there's no, our purpose of being here this afternoon is not, and as we go along, you see, it's not for us to come have another seminar, speech and everything. No. I want to talk to you as if, if we had met privately and we were sitting down and talking one-on-one. You understand me? You are not here for seminar. You understand me? It's a waste of time. We're not here for that. We are here to deal with real, you understand me? The real issues, real facts, practical things. I will give you practical examples that I've experienced myself. I have worked under people. I have worked as an employee. I have my own business. I'm an employer of labor. I'm running business. You understand me? As I'm speaking to you now, I have businesses in different places where there are people that are working here. I know how they employ them. I know how I keep them. There are some people we fired some days ago, including yesterday. I know why we fired them. There are some people we retained. I know why we retained them. Why some people are losing their jobs. There are some people that will increase their salary. We know in the recession. We know why we increase their salary. You understand me? These are the practical things. We interview people. We know why we say this one no. We know why we say this one yes. That's why we are here. To talk practically so that you will leave this place, you understand me, with something that will help you when you go out there. Now, let us face it. One of the questions on everybody's mind is the issue of money. And rightly so. Because nobody is to go out there and work for nothing. So, let us ask the question. How much do you want to earn? Because everybody that goes out with a CV, you attend an interview, it's one of the main things that's on your mind. How much do you want to earn? Now, let me answer this question like this. There's somebody, this is a real life incident that I'm going to tell you now. Happening maybe 1.5 hours away from here in Lagos, in a particular industry. And this guy, young guy, maybe like, in fact, it might be the same age with some of you, maybe slightly older than some of you. And he's currently negotiating, he's currently on 5 million per annum. And he's currently in negotiation to move his salary from 5 million to, let's say, about 12 million naira. This is while people are being laid off, while people are being sacked. You understand me? While some people are praying to hold on to their jobs, and you have the audacity to sit down with your employers. You understand me? And you are negotiating for that kind of money in this recession. How? While this guy is negotiating that, there are other people that are waiting just by the side there that come to us, come to us, come to us. Which means that they are ready to take him even from that place. Now, how did you get to that kind of level where you have the audacity in a recession to be saying you want that kind of money per annum? So, the truth is, no matter what is happening in your environment, always understand, right, that your case can be different. You understand me? But for your case to be different, you have to apply the principle of the few. For that guy to get to where he got to, there are some things that he did that not everybody will do. So how did he do it? And all this, for him to get himself into this position, short while, not long story, long thing. No. In the industry that he was doing, he had finished youth service, and he went to a company, a good company, and he attended the interview. He got to the interview. He wasn't the only person that attended the interview. He attended the interview with other people. So, they now asked him, why should we give you this job? He said, I have no girlfriend. I have no socials. I will grind for you people in this place. I will grind. You know what that means? He said, I will grind for you people in this place. I will sleep here, whatever it takes. I have no girlfriend, nothing. My number one focus is this job. They gave him the job. He was telling somebody. That person asked, what of money? He said, I've already found out how much they pay. It's nothing fantastic, but that's not my focus. Get me this job. Why was he particular about the job? He understood one principle that you need to understand. He understood that your certificate, right? Your certificate is not what it used to be. He was going for skill. And he worked there just for a brief period. From there, he now got into this company This other, where is now, they took him. And that is where he's now negotiating for this money. Why? That first job, he wasn't looking for money. He was looking for what? For skill. He was looking to learn. Because it is difficult for you to make something that you don't understand. And that is why many people do not understand the concept of money. And that is why they find it difficult to make it. Because when you don't understand something, how can you make it? It's difficult. Money has at its roots what is called value. Now, what is money? You economists know now. It's a means of what? Exchange. That's all money is. Before money came along later. Originally, human beings, you understand, the most common form of exchange was what? Trade by what? By barter. So when you go to the market, if you go with a cow, for example, if you are a bad, what do they call them now? Shepherd or husbandry-man. Yeah. You carry the cow to the market. They look at it. All the bones are sticking out. Its tongue is hanging out. Its head is down. It's almost dead. You know, when they look at the cow, they look at it. This man has maybe furniture or whatever. He looks at it. What does he do? He moves on. In essence, in those days, the only way you could survive was by coming to the marketplace with what? Value. You understand me? So if you go to the market with something that does not have any value, nobody is going to exchange their own goods with yours. So that in those days, it was always a matter of what? Skill. It was your skill that will produce something of value. And it was that thing of value that you take to the marketplace and exchange for something of equal